Oh, we had it again. Oh, that boy had it again. Ooh, dog, yeah. That boy had it again. That boy had it. Hey guys, it's Perk, and today we are back with Storytime Saturday. We are playing Lucid9, and oh my god, I'm not gonna lie, I've kind of forgotten what we last did. It might just be because I'm hella fucking tired, but doesn't matter. I'm not tired enough to not read. It's just, it's early in the morning, and I usually don't do mornings. I'm usually a night kind of person, so this is just odd that I'm up. Yeah, it's before 11, and I'm about to record this. Good timing, but just odd. So my brain's not completely there, so anything that comes out of my mouth right now, I don't fucking know. I might accidentally turn into a Nazi, and I'm just not sure about it. Oh, Nazi jokes. Anyway, guys, so I honestly don't remember where we were. I remember we no. Yeah, I don't remember where the fuck we were. I remember we last talked to Misaki. Oh, yep, that's it. We talked to Misaki. Everyone was weird. I remember everything now. We talked to Misaki. Everything was fucking weird, and then we got into and then Akira called us, and we were talking to Akira, and then Akira's like, yo, can you get here, Cap? And I'm like, yeah, sure, why the hell not? And we're there, we're going to school, if I remember correctly. Nonetheless, let's load in and see if I was actually right now. Nailed it! Akira is waiting by the front gate, eyes fixed on her shoes. Once again, I'm stricken by how empty the entrance is. So yeah, everything's fucking weird as we last recall. But that's all good and well, I guess, but Akira's acting weird, and that's not okay, because we actually are cool with Akira. She's pretty lit. Remember when I said I fucking hated her in the beginning because she was a goddamn extra ass person? She grew on me, what can I say? Oh, Colonel. Morning. Morning. I noticed her unusual reaction, but decided to let it go. Cafeteria? Yeah. She's giving one-word answers. She's definitely not okay. She had to have had some sort of fight with Rui. That's a fact. Do you think she found out that she likes Yama, or that she's trying to get on? Do you think they both find out that they like me at the same time? Do you think they found that out, like, completely? Nonetheless, we'll find out, I guess. Only one way to really find shit out in this goddamn game. Although, a couple of my theories have been right so far, which is really good for me. I'm really happy about that, nonetheless. She leads the way to the school dining hall, her footsteps heavy against the brick pathway beneath her feet. The large, extravagant room is also remarkably empty. Only a few early stragglers are scattered around the corners, scrolling idly through their phones or bobbing their heads to music. Ooh! This is really good. I like this. They always surprise me with how good some of their art is. I don't know why they surprise me, but it's just really fucking good. Akira leads me to the table. Akira leads me to a table near the wall, settling in a cushioned chair with her arms resting slightly on her knees. Can I ask you something, Colonel? What? Why did you come? Cause masturbate. Oh, wrong type of come. Sorry. Why did I come? What kind of question is that? Felt fucking amazing. That's why. You seem awfully torn up about something. And that's why you came? I guess. What about Rui? Huh? You're worried about her, right? She is, after all, your one true love. I can only snort. She's my friend, if that's what you mean. And you honestly don't feel anything for her? Not romantically. We weren't supposed to be talking about her. We were supposed to be talking about her and... Weren't we supposed to be talking about her and Rui? Not me and Rui? It's the same. It's one and the same, Yama, trust me. What is it? We fought. The words are so plain and direct that it takes me a moment to process. After the impromptu drama performance, she was really upset. From the performance? That would have been nice, but no. I'd tell you why, Colonel, but then I'd have to kill you. She rapidly switches between saying something deathly serious and saying something flippant. I'm not sure how to react to her words. Me either, Yamo, so let's just keep talking. Right. And war was to be had. We turned against one another, brother against brother and mother against mother. The words were harsh, the strikes were unclean, and neither claimed victory. Her wild imagination seemed to be getting better, be getting the better of her. From what I can tell, she and Rui just had a terrible argument. So what happened? Her forces fled and did not return. For 5 hours and half an hour, we lay in wait, readying our weapons for the moment when they would once again lay siege to our fortress. But that time never came. You waited 5.5 hours for her to come back? You're so unimaginative, Colonel. Bitch, this ain't the time for imagination. On the contrary, I'm pretty sure that Akira has a little too much imagination. It borderlines on delusion. I won't judge, though. Not today. If anything, her scenarios seem to be her coping mechanism. Why didn't she tell you she was going home? Was the argument that terrible? It lasted for 7 score and resulted in billions of casualties. Really? I'm sorry, I'm adjusting stuff. I'm professional and shit. So it must have been incredibly intense. Interesting. I never witnessed Akira and Rui in a fight. With their similar personalities, I would have thought that they would try to solve things peacefully. Still, you were worried about her. You're a good friend. No, I'm a terrible friend. I'm just like a politician. I'm too scared to do anything directly, so I become a liar to get what I want. The harsh self-criticism is enough to unsettle me. Perhaps it's simply my inner nature to be contradictory and devil's advocate, but I want to counter everything she has to say. An actual terrible friend would never say that. So you may say, but this isn't anything new, Colonel. I can't seem to help anyone. Not as myself, not as Shadowbell, not as a dragon. My brain suddenly makes a connection and finally understands something. Is that why you try so hard to be different? Different people change the word, Colonel. Aren't you just lying to yourself? She smiles sadly, an edge of pain to her lips. Oh, if I can help just one person, what does it matter? Then again, it looks like I can't even do that. She abruptly stands, nodding quietly at me. Thanks for the talk, Colonel. Time to get to class. Let me walk you. No, I'll be fine. She strides out of the cafeteria without explanation. I'm frozen for a moment, working to process everything that I've learned. I'd always known there was more to Akira than just a crazy, fun-loving thespian, but I never expected to catch the glimpse that I did. Maybe we had more in common than I originally thought. People with the brightest smiles hurt the most. It's true shit. I've seen it myself. I returned to the classroom in a daze, pondering this new turn of events. Even though I'm only slightly early, the classroom is already at full attendance. I guess that with the curfew in effect, there isn't much else to do except come to class on time. You sure? I turn to the door. YAHIKO is standing in the entryway, speaking quietly with the stocky boy from yesterday, Harubunya. Harubunya. Yeah. I mean, what if you're right? Then we'll be damn glad that I decided to talk when I did. Maybe you shouldn't try this. Not yet. Why do you keep trying to stop me? 3 people, Haru. 3 people who were at the first meeting are gone. First meeting? First meeting of what? That's why I needed to talk to her today. But you know the rumors? Shoji talked with her and he's fine. Be careful, dude. Huh? When am I not? Haru nods in farewell and disappears down the hall. YAHIKO agitatedly rubs at his hair and takes his seat. I better choose my next words carefully. Who was that? All I'm gonna say, YAHIKO's on some fuckboy shit right now. He is on some fuckboy shit. That's all I'm saying. Like, I just lost all focus on my there it is. Alright. Nah, bro. YAHIKO's fucking with me. Like, my dude chilled with Ari, and he's slowly spreading these damn rumors about Ari being the cause of disappearances and shit. Like, motherfucker, you're still here, and you hung out with her twice. Calm your dick down. Blonde-headed bastard. I'm starting to wonder how fucking close you really are, you asshole. Anyway, who was that? Huh? Oh, Haru? He's a club member. Club member? Of the best club on earth, of course. The Happy Club. Making people happy since 2018. Oh yeah, the Happy Club. I'd always thought that it sounded like the stupidest thing in existence, but something dawns on me. What do you do in the Happy Club? I'd always assumed that it had something to do with alcohol or gambling, but... Why, we make depressed people happy, of course. I'm taken aback at the sudden display of altruism. Why? Why not? Not because he wants the undying loyalty of his future minions, not because he wants to have a statue erected in his honor. I want to ask more, but the teacher promptly strides into the classroom, rapping her pointer against the nearest table. The students quietly assemble. 3 people who were at the first meeting are gone. Could YAHIKO have been talking about his club? 3 of the victims attended the Happy Club? But what about the first 2 deaths before the Happy Club was even founded? Could they have a link to YAHIKO? Could YAHIKO know anything about the murders? Ah, you're looking particularly attentive today, Yama. Would you like to answer this question? I look up at the board. A terrifyingly large picture of a mutilated corpse is plastered in the center, mocking me through the gaps in its limbs in crimson bloodbath. My mind runs blank. No, no, no. Yama! I squeeze my eyes shut, shaking the image out of my head. A second look shows that the picture is just an artist's interpretation of the Isamu flag. No bodies, no blood. Just brown and red. Damn, I'm getting fucked with now. I'm just getting straight fucked with. What the hell was that? 5 points detected for lack of participation. Elizabeth? Elizabeth? Yes, ma'am. The flag, officially adopted during Mayor Inori's first mandate, represents the ideal that anyone can succeed with hard work, regardless of background, status, or upbringing. Thank you. Goodness gracious, I don't know what's going on with everyone today. Right, well, let's proceed. The flag is a proud symbol that has been acknowledged by Fuck off. I keep looking down, by the way, because July is here. She's being cute and adorable and, like, laying down and shit. Nonetheless, I pull out of her lecture, disinterested, as my classmates secretly pass messages via their hacked desk tablets. I switch my own tablet on, but wince at the bold 10 digits that greet me in reply. Don't say that to him. Don't say that to me. Say that to him. I quickly close the application. My mind is a mess throughout the remainder of the class. Thinking about Shoji, thinking about the crimes, it's just too much. Lunch could not have come sooner. Sooner. Amy Schnoomer. Surprisingly, YAHIKO turns to me when the bell rings. Hey, you wanna grab some lunch with Masada and me? Kinda feels like it's been a while. Now that he mentioned it, it really does. I almost don't remember the last time that the four of us had lunch together, assuming Rui joins us. I want to. I really do. But I don't know if I can talk to Masato after yesterday's exchange. I think I'll pass for today. You sure? Yeah, thanks for the invite, though. Okay. It's just, you know, dude, I feel like we haven't seen you in a long time. Sorry. Heck, some days I feel like I haven't seen me in a long time. Okay. Well, there's always room for more minions if you feel like joining. I'll keep that in mind. He all but skips out of the classroom, whistling beneath his teeth. Between his teeth. A few days ago, I would have considered it completely natural. Now, it looks forced to me. What the hell is going through YAHIKO, bro? I don't get it! I have to get some lunch, ignoring Masaki's concerned gaze. After grabbing some takeout at the cafeteria, I settle in the courtyard, enjoying the fresh weather the best I can. It's fairly empty. Most students prefer to eat in the cafeteria. The only point of interest in is the small group of girls huddled in the back corner, examining the wall. Wait a minute. You're a freak! I can't believe they still let you come here. First Akane, now Shoji? You must pay for this. I edge closer, trying to find a clean perspective between the huddle of heads. I catch a glimpse of red hair. Again? Really? Maybe the administration loves you, but we know the truth. We won't stop until we have justice. You should just stop showing your dirty little face around here. How are those thumbtacks in your gym shoes? Did they give you any idea of the pain we feel? No, she probably took them, saved them for her voodoo dolls. Ugh, you're disgusting. Despite their biting words, Ari doesn't even bat an eye. She stares emptily at them, her hands folded neatly in front of her. Wow, look at her. She doesn't even care. Are you even human? Do you feel nothing for the suffering of others? I bet she enjoys it. It's probably her favorite pastime. What kind of sick parents keep a retard like you? Okay. I clench my hands as their words escalate to brutality. Ari isn't even lifting a finger to defend herself. Honestly, I want to keep out and see what Ari does on her own. But if I step in, I might help her, but I could also hurt myself. So, as per custom, when I'm not fucking sure, we go to the two-faced coin. Heads we step in, tails we keep out. We're keeping out. Love that. No. As unfair as it is, I just turned things into a mess by stepping in. I creep away, wincing as their voices heighten too. Why would you creep away? Be there for her in case she needs it, motherfucker. For the rest of my lunch period, I rest on the rooftop munching at my takeout and a symphony of silence. Also, my phone's going off because I didn't just put it on Do Not Disturb mode because I forgot. Whoops. It doesn't feel like the right decision, but it doesn't feel like the wrong decision either. I wouldn't have been able to help her anyway. If Ari disappears, I swear to God, I'm going to be mad at myself. I will be so mad at myself. Afternoon classes are just as dreary as the morning, with one key difference: YAHIKO is absent. I told you guys, he's on some fuckboy shit. Like some serious fuckboy shit. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but he's fucking shit up. The teacher seems relieved. If anything, when he catches an empty gap in the seating chart, he chirps about linguistics with a heightened spark in his eye. YAHIKO doesn't return for the rest of the day. I drift between lessons, trying to bring myself to delete the number on my tablet. I can't do it. After what feels like an eternity, class finally ends. Masato doesn't come. Rui doesn't come. YAHIKO doesn't come. That was a pretty bad orgy then. I'm still in silence as my classmates hurry outdoors to savor their precious hours of freedom before the gates are closed. Elizabeth is one of them, marching away with her growing crowd of groupies. Misaki is the only one to drop by my desk. Have you seen Rui today, Yama? Rui? No. If anything, I should be asking her about... I should be asking about her presence. I haven't seen her in a while. I should be asking about her presence. I haven't seen her in a while. I see. If you see her, please take care of her. What do you mean? She only sighs vaguely, a furrow to her brow. Please. Then without another word, she turns and strides off, flicking her phone between her hands. Take care of Rui? Why? How? More questions, fewer answers. This is getting ridiculous. I restlessly swing my backpack over my shoulder and head out of the classroom. If I'm not getting any answers, I'll just have to find them myself. My first instinct is to look for my friends from a high vantage point. Shortly after arriving, I quickly realize that's a terrible instinct. Even if I had perfect eyesight, it's not like I can see through buildings. What made me think I could have found Rui on the front? I could have found Rui from the rooftop. I'm just about to leave when I catch a flicker of motion in the corner of my eye. Purple hair, wavy purple hair. Liz? What a bloody prat! Yeah, that's definitely Elizabeth. Around the corner to the back part of the rooftop, the generally more isolated area. Sure enough, my favorite Brit is settled on the edge of a bench, nose shoved deep in the pages of a paperback book. I quickly recognize it as the popular dystopian series, The Famine Tourney. Let's not get sued! The Famine Tourney, not the Hunger Games. Definitely not. No. Not even a correlation. Matter of fact, Hunger Games was a bestseller. Famine Tourney didn't do that well. They weren't even about the same thing. I fuck off. Sakai Projects, I love you guys. That's funny. Interesting. Didn't think she'd have time to read fiction between those textbooks of hers. Who's a bloody prat? She doesn't even glance up, clearly absorbed in the print before her. This President Ash. I can't stand small me gets like. She trails off, then slowly looks upward. You? She leaps to her feet, thrusting the book in front of her like a broadsword. Good day, Lizzie. How you doing? You cool? No? Yes? Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Don't tell anyone. She quickly slides her book behind her, looking down. That was a delayed reaction. I'll take it to my grave, just like you being a barista. Great, I feel so comforted. You don't trust me? I'm hurt. Do you blame me? No. I want to bite back with a teasing remark, but my tongue is stiff in my mouth. Trust, a fickling thing. Fickling? Fickle. Ooh. Elizabeth's brows furrow at my change of mood. She slowly closes the book, evaluating me for a long time. Are you worried about the disappearances? For a second, I'm flabbergasted. It's almost like she read my mind. What? The main targets are academy students. It's some cause for concern, isn't it? Oh, right. That wasn't exactly how I'd be thinking about the disappearances, but you know, why not? Doesn't matter. People die anyway. My. I see you have a sky-high expectations of humanity. What can I say? I'm an optimist. She smirks lightly at this. It seems to soften the hard lines of her face. It prompts me to speak. You know, sometimes you're not that unbearable. Oh yes, I try to answer your every beck and call. I can tell from the encouragement you shower on me. Well, I'm known for my nurturing spirit. By people on drugs? She actually giggles, extracting a chuckle from me. Getting along with Elizabeth? What's going on? Plot, my friend. Plot. Plot progression. That's what's going on. It probably won't last, but maybe I should see where it goes. Let's keep talking. No, we're gonna keep talking. Fuck that. That's not even a question. We're talking, motherfucker. Yeah, why not? I don't have anywhere else to be. And honestly, this could be fun. I take a moment to glance over her stack of tomes. Aside from the famine tourney, her selection seems to weigh on the mystery side, from the works of Darther Onan Coyle, Sothery Dyers, Kagatha Risti, and more. I catch multiple outliers in the romance department. These your favorites? I've yet to decide. The genre is proving to be enjoyable so far, though. So you don't know the endings? Her face promptly drops into a cold glare. Don't you dare spoil them. She got so serious about that. She got so serious. Nonetheless, spoil them? Me? I would never. I peer over her shoulder at the famine tourney. Let you know, if I were you, I wouldn't trust that baker boy. Yama, I just said. And the archer girl, the main character. Well, don't be too startled if she kills everyone else in order to win at the end. Oh, stop it. And the little sister, she may or may not turn insane and become a serial killer. Fine! She promptly slams the book shut and slides it back into the pile, withdrawing a fresh one. Looks like Darther Onan Coyle's The Dogs of Gramrod. Spoiler alert, the main character dies in the end. Again, she hastily returns the book and takes another one out. Sort these days, gaudy night. Spoiler alert, the shish! Characters end up hating each other's guts and swear to become eternal rivals. Are you going to keep doing this? She looks genuinely upset, so I quickly retract. Lost of my humor. I was just making it up. You were? You want me to cross my heart? Hoping to die would be better. You must save the best for last, my dear. She snorts at this, shaking her head in disbelief. My god, you're exactly like... Her eyes shuffle away, sparking my curiosity. Exactly like? Well, you know, Mr. Darcy, sort of from Pride and Prejudice. Never read that. Supposed to. Never did. Not that you would know about that book anyway. Actually, I read it. Did I? Did I? You have? Her surprise seems genuine rather than condescending. I decide to respect it. Well, certainly, Miss Bennett. I do consider myself to be well-read. Elizabeth straightens, her lips twitching into a coquettish? I just get to learn all sorts of new words here. I like this series. Coquettish. Behaving in such a way as to suggest a playful sexual attraction. Flirtatious. Oh, you about to go all over that cat. God damn it, let's do this shit. Woo! Into a coquettish smile. It appears your considerations for one being well-read are substantially lower than the normalities of society, Mr. Darcy. Well, naturally, it is in accordance with the quality of my company. I beg your pardon. After all, dear Elizabeth, a poor Miss Bennett you would make. You are but half English. As for you, Mr. Darcy, you are twice as conceited as your original counterpart. Why, thank you. It is not to be thankful for. A proud man I may be, but I know where to place my gratitude. Is that place one that exists in this world? Naturally not. So I thought. Banter! This is actually fun. When Elizabeth loosens up, her wit, intelligence makes for a playful combination. Not that she'd ever actually be Elizabeth Bennet, or that I would be Mr. Darcy. After all, in the end, they fall in love. I think Elizabeth's about to get the Dino. It sucks for Rui, sucks for Akira, but I'm pretty sure Elizabeth's getting the Dino. Nonetheless, just the thought sends me into shudders of revulsion. I have a small question for you, Mr. Darcy. What might that be, Miss Bennett? What brings you to the rooftops? Your undying beauty. She flushes brightly, even though I was just joking. You take those words with your capriciousness? I totally know exactly what that word means, and I am not looking it up whatsoever. Given to sudden and unaccountable changes of mood or behavior. I totally knew what that meant, you know? I just... You take those words with your capriciousness. What? She quickly loses the mask of Elizabeth Bennet in her fervor. You can't say romantic things so easily. It loses its meaning. What? You think I meant it seriously? Well, no, but for example... She clears her throat and stares me dead in the eye. I love you. Despite hating her, do I hate her? Yes, I hate her. I nearly flail backwards, my stomach turning over. What the heck? I didn't mean it, but you see... No matter your intent, words have power. And you tell me that you love me to justify this. Well, it's not like I bloody meant it. Then why'd you say it? To prove a point. See, you're riled up. That's exactly how I feel when you... When people throw around words so casually. And now I know why this girl can't handle a joke. Still, I guess to some extent, it makes sense. I don't want to admit it, but her counter-argument is actually valid. Take the L, Yama. Take the L, and later on you'll get the pussy. That's how it works. Just take the L right now. You get the pussy later, and you can give her the D. That's how it works. Simple formula. L plus take the L, add a P equals give D. Very scientific formula. I've been working on this for a very long time. Using some Einstein theory, some theory of relativity, and a bit of chance and volume, a bit of chance. Had to get the circumference of the. Fuck off, we're done. This joke has killed itself. So that's why you're always on my case for throwing around my words. Of a sort, yes. She clears her throat, protectively hugging a book to her chest. Honestly speaking, I didn't hate you. Really? Well, not at first. So what traumatic event lost Her Majesty's favor upon me? Strangely enough, she ignores my mocking tone. Her gaze is deadly serious. Well, when... Fuck, not the time for anyone's phone to be going off. Either one is really bad for me right now. ... Well, that's an unfortunate timing. I wait for Elizabeth to continue, but she immediately retracts, digging back into her book. Answer it. She doesn't really give me any other option, so I take a look. Who would it be? Hey, are you busy right now? I need some grunt labor. Really needs me. Get Marvelous Massa then. Courtyard now. Aye. Apparently I don't have a choice. I'm actually disappointed as I slide my phone in my pocket. This is the closest to a civil conversation that I've gotten with Elizabeth. Well, Miss Bennett, it looks like duty calls. As you know, I have so many admirers to see. She snickers lightly. Oh, I would count on it. There are, after all, 70 million blind people in the world. I snort. That was actually a passable comeback. Cheerio, Miss Bennett. Goodbye, Mr. Darcy. Don't come again. I will, Miss Bennett. Just for you. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna come just for you. Just for you, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come again just for you. Just for you. Get it? Because joke's about... It's a jizz joke. No, you don't like jizz jokes? You're in the wrong fucking place. Well, I shan't stop. Well, I shan't stop you if you wish to publicly humiliate yourself. I only roll my eyes at her as I shut the door, settling my steps towards the academy courtyard. I don't know why the fuck I said door. My pace is lighter than when I first arrived. Unfortunately, my thoughts sober as I approach the courtyard. Why didn't Rui contact me earlier? Where's YAHIKO been? Or Masato? I guess that they have their own lives to live. Rui's in drama club, YAHIKO's in his happy club, and Masato, well, we're not exactly on talking terms. Besides, it's not like they're obliged to babysit me every day. Logically speaking. Rui is leaning against the three humongous suitcases by the nearest bench, biting her lip fervently as she twinges her fingers in her skirt. Oh good, you came. I see how it is. You only call me when it's convenient for you. The bitterness in my tone is only half joking. Rui doesn't seem to notice this. Hey, you're the one who hasn't joined any clubs. I curb my tongue at this comment. No matter how much I'd like to snap back, she's right. It's my own fault. So what's all this about? I'm going home. I'm going back home for a while. What? Where'd this come from? Although judging from Akira's words earlier, I think I know why. I don't think you do fully, but I know you know part of it. I mean, I'll still come to school every day and everything. I just, you know, a little commute. I noticed that she blatantly dodges the question. It's a 1-hour commute to the other side of town. Well, on the bright side, it's less time with you. Ha ha ha. It is less time with me, Masato, with YAHIKO, with anyone. She feels painfully distant. Really though, it'll be nice to spend some time with my parents. You might want to consider doing the same. Are my parents still alive? My house? It's 3 hours away, Rui. In a, I don't know, entirely different city. You haven't called in a while, have you? I only shrug. I don't hate my parents. In fact, if anything, it's the opposite. I'd hate to cause any more trouble than I already have. Better to leave them in peace and quiet. Well, we should go. If I miss my train, I'm stranded here. For a wild, reckless moment, I seize the impulse to make her stay. Not that I actually do it. Let me guess, you need me to carry the luggage? Well, isn't that what friends are for? What kind of friends do you have? She playfully bumps my shoulder, but it feels foreign. Stilted. Really? Really nice ones that'll help an innocent maiden with her luggage, right? Okay, really nice ones that'll help. Okay, I get it now. I grab 2 of the suitcases and pull them by their handles. They drag against me, protesting the weight. What do you have in here, bricks? Your brain? Oh, it's so big. You mean it's so dense? I chuckle at this. Rui smiles shyly, pulling the remaining suitcase alongside me. Thanks, Yama. The piano sounds, I like it. I can't put my finger on what that other sound is though. Maybe like a guitar of some sort. But it's like plucking at it. I don't know. I don't know why I'm analyzing their music so bad. We head to the main street in silence, staring everywhere but at each other. It's not until we've settled at the bus stop when I find myself with words. I restlessly tap my fingers against the worn metal zippers of her case, searching my thoughts. Why'd you call me instead of Masato? He's the kind of guy you'd want for this. I don't think so. Anyway, Masato must be busy with track and honor society. And yeah, he shouldn't have time to notice little things like this. Her answer only cultivates more confusion. In a way, you're moving back home. That isn't exactly little. Well, still, it's distracting and weird and honestly unattractive. Am I speaking the same language as anyone at the school? Of all the people I would have thought I could at least understand Rui. I'd grown up with her. I knew her. Heck, in some ways, I knew her better than I knew myself. Can she change this that much in 2 days? Look, Masato's your friend and you're moving. That's all there is to it, right? Da-da-da. Clearly, I'm getting nowhere with this. Where's YAHIKO? Rui relaxes at this abrupt change of topic. Busy. How busy? Who knows? Probably just wanted to skip out on helping or something. I want to inquire further, or at the very least tell her about the exchange between him and Haru, but we arrive at the subway station just then, cutting a conversation a little short. The platform is hauntingly empty. The orderly benches are completely free of cigarettes, gum, scraps of paper. It's as if they had never been sat on. Furthermore, the only person in sight is the attendant at the ticket booth, and he's currently snoring. In a way, it makes sense. Not only is this a minor station, but Osamu is known for its strength and security and prosperity. Why would anyone want to leave that? No, it's still strange. The platform had some pretty decent traffic when we were heading to District 8 the other day, but now it's completely empty. Ooh, God. Nice. Now it's completely empty. Even if this is a quiet spell before rush hour, is it really reasonable? Come to think of it, how is the city reacting to the disappearances? I live in a bubble where only reactions I see are the ones of fellow students. I have no clue what the common office worker is thinking, or the common housewife, or the common fast food worker. Is the city afraid, or am I just looking too much into this? Rui quietly tugs at my sleeve, clutching her pre-bought tickets in her hand. This place gives me the creeps. Didn't you go home yesterday night? Oh gosh, don't remind me. I swear there was a zombie hiding in the corner. Boo! Eek! I burst into laughter as she leaps away, flailing her arms wildly in my direction. Yama! Well, see any zombies? I wish Mickey were here. She could return the favor with, oh, I don't know, a little scare. A scare? Say, an innocent little bug? Don't you dare. Or maybe a big hairy spider with huge eyes and pincers that click together as it... Come here. I lunge towards her as she darts further down the platform, giggling lightly. I bolt towards her, but as a sudden shadow darts across the edge of my vision. Get away from me! What? I stop short. Rui also grinds to a halt. 2 academy students are sprinting across the platform on the opposite side of the track, weaving between columns and jumping over benches in haste. In their haste to what? At first, I think maybe they're just having a casual race, but when the second student crashes into a trash can and plants into the ground, the first doesn't even seem to spare him a glance. It's YAHIKO. She gestures to the student who just took the nasty fall. I look again, stomach dropping as I recognize the familiar head on blonde hair. YAHIKO? What's YAHIKO doing here? He's struggling to pull himself to his feet, clutching at his ribs. His face is twisted in a way that I've never seen before. Harsh angles and contorted lines that make him look like a completely different person. The other boy, who's currently halfway down the platform, is bony and pale with light brown hair that hangs over his eyes. It's Shoji. Shoji and YAHIKO? What are they doing here? Isn't Shoji supposed to be missing? If, of course, the words of Ari's bullies can be trusted. Why are they running? What's going on? I said get away! Shoji, don't be like this! I hear the faint blare of the incoming train. Shoji staggers closer to the tracks as the wild look in his eyes. I know what you're trying to do. I know who you are. You're too close, Shoji! Rui bolts forward, but I catch a glint of the train and snag the collar of her jacket. Don't! You'll just hurt yourself. The words slip from my throat, cool, slimy, like a serpent. But... YAHIKO suddenly throws himself at Shoji, tackling him closer to the train. Rui tenses but doesn't move. Get off! No! You're not in your right mind! Shoji! Shoji socks him straight in the jaw. YAHIKO flinches backwards but keeps his grip secure as he drags himself to his feet. The train blares its incoming approach. What is he doing? Shoji wriggles in his grasp, snapping his feet at YAHIKO's knees. But YAHIKO refuses to buckle. He stumbles closer to the track, ignoring Shoji's fingernails prying at his hands. The train surges closer as they pass over the caution line. Stop fighting me! Let go! Rui clutches my arm, staring pleadingly at me. We need to help. We can't. What? No, we need to call the police, hospital, someone. It's too late. Lights flare in the tunnel and the train barrels closer. Rui slumps against my chest, eyes blank. Shoji braces his feet against the ground as YAHIKO staggers to the edge. They're screaming now. Half of the words are indistinguishable, drowned by the roaring horn. Killed! Just stood, watched. Not fault. Disgust, liar. Finally, YAHIKO wrenches his arms. Shoji teeters over the edge. Finally, YAHIKO wrenches his arms. Shoji teeters over the edge, limbs thrown back. The train thunders forward. I absently cover Rui's eyes with my hand, my gaze transfixed as he... falls right beneath the nose of the train, which steamrolls over him, blood splayed all over its front. I barely catch a glimpse of YAHIKO's face, transfixed with the twisted horror before the train pulls to a stop between us. What happened? Yama, what? My head begins to spin as red pulses before my eyes. Oh, no. Yama, listen to me. You're okay? You'll be fine? I stumble backwards, my hands groping for a wall, a bench, anything. My stomach writhes with nausea. We're in Isamu, Yama. We're in the train station. You can breathe. You're okay. The smell of iron and smoke pummels my nostrils. My vision twists into monochrome. Rui fades out of sight, her words blurry in my ears. Fine. Don't. Okay? Here. I fall away from reality. The screams of passerby ringing in my ears. Da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Here, I'll give you a shot. Eat. I hate shots. It's okay. This one won't hurt. Are you sure? Well, not too much. Circle, circle, dot, dot. Now you've got the cootie shot. So I won't die? Yeah, that's what shots do, right? Yeah. Thanks, sis. Dot, dot. His sister was killed in the bus crash, which is why he looked at the bus and was completely terrified. What was that? Hey, what's going on? Mind your driving. I can't help it. Good heavens, what is out there? Ice, lots of it. Sweepers must have been delayed. Well, pull over, stop, do something. Just sit tight, I need to concentrate. Mizu, I don't like this bus. We'll be fine, don't worry. Damn it! No! Yama! I fucking called it! Mizu? It's okay. Get off, sis. I can't breathe. Mizu, get off. Why aren't you moving? Please, sis. Officer, a kid. Alive. Back. How? Air pocket. Looks like glass. Quick, get. clear. Did it? Get him to the girl? Didn't instantaneous. Sir, civilians, escort away. You. Oh God. No. Ryoshi, where's? Please. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea who these voices are supposed to be. My eyes shoot open as I clutch my chest, coughing violently. A hand immediately grips my shoulder and I feel something cold and solid at my lips. A glass. Water. I guzzle it violently, throat burning as it slips into my stomach. My vision finally becomes clear. I'm bundled up in a large comforter, reclined against my sofa. Rui is kneeling in front of me, her expression ridden with concern. She hastily brushes her fingertips against my forehead. They feel like ice. You're burning up. She hurries back into the kitchen. I hear the comforting gurgle of my faucet. The warm scent of chicken broth drifts through the air. What happened? The words escape my throat in a croaky groan. Rui quickly returns and slips the newly refilled glass into my hand. I sip at it, slower this time. You were in shock. You lapsed twice as we came to your apartment. Thankfully, you didn't faint until we got here. I mean, YAHIKO and Soji. She freezes, her expressions flickering in pain. I didn't see. Everyone rushed out of the train to see what happened. There were police, ambulance, reporters. It was a mess. I narrow my eyes at her. Her hands are clasped tightly, shaking in her lap. Nervousness? Definitely from trauma. Definitely. From trauma? Not quite. Are you hiding something from me, Rui? Da-da-da-da. They arrested YAHIKO. What? He's currently being detained at the station. How long have I been out? My chest suddenly seizes, pushing me into a coughing fit. Rui disappears into the kitchen and comes back with a bowl of steaming chicken noodle soup. Eat this. I work to spoon the food into my mouth, but my hands are shaking uncontrollably. Rapid thoughts, one after another, are pounding at my head. Did YAHIKO just kill someone? Did Shoji just die before my eyes? Oh, let me. She takes the bowl from my grasp, holding the spoon before my lips. Feeding me? Really? I mean, what am I supposed to do? Let you starve? She quickly jams the spoon into my mouth. The warm, savory liquid soothes my throat. I instinctively hum in approval. It's good. Well, duh. The thought dawns on me as I take another spoonful of soup. What happened to your luggage? Luggage? You were going back home. Oh, well, plans change. That does tend to happen when you see someone die. Does Masato know? I don't know. You haven't told him? Well, where's he been? Has he contacted you? No, he hasn't, okay? And he won't. She grips the bowl in her hands, her shoulders slumping. For the first time, I notice how tired she looks. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have yelled at you. No, it's okay. But what's been happening to all of us? How are you feeling? Fine. Damn lie. I see the bloodshot veins in her eyes and the deep shadows into her skin. And there's no life to her smile. Liar. Da-da-da. Come here. I take the bowl from her hands and place it on the ground, then slide an arm around her shoulder, rubbing it gently. She seems to collapse inwardly, hiding her face in her hands. Why? Why is this happening? It's okay. I don't understand. First with Masato, then Akira, then YAHIKO. Everyone's leaving. Leaving? Da-da-da. Don't worry, I won't leave. She relaxes at my words and wipes her sleeve across her face. Well, it's not like anyone else would put up with you, right? Right. Her mood seems to lighten, but her brow flickers in concern. You saw Mizu, didn't you? I nod silently, trying to swallow past the lump in my throat. Yeah. And? It's okay. This wasn't the first time. I try to pass this off as a joke, but Rui grows deathly still. What? Maybe this wasn't a good idea. What am I supposed to say? I nearly drowned yesterday? Never mind. Yama, tell me what happened. Now. Her eyes pierce through me and her mouth is set in a hard frown. Looks like I should have just come clean. I almost drowned yesterday. Da-da-da. You know, the Rainbow River. Shoji was drowning. I thought I could save him. But that river... I know. It was the very first reason why my family had moved away from Isamu. Because of what happened in that river. The river that miles further upstream. The river that miles further upstream bordered a certain elementary school. I've been born and raised in Isamu, and I had a sibling. But after the accident in the river, a frightening bus crash that resulted in around 30 casualties, well, we didn't stick around. So we moved. Nice town, 3 hours away. A quiet place called Seto, where we were supposed to start over. A town where I met Rui and Misaki. But then, when Rui's parents found jobs in the prosperous metropolis of Isamu, they couldn't hesitate to take them. Not when they were still working through the aftermath of the recession. So Rui came to Isamu, and I came with her. Back to this cursed city and its cursed river. You know how dangerous that river can be. Why would you even... You can't even swim. Yeah, well, there's a reason it turned out the way it did. And when were you gonna tell me this? The edge to her voice alerts me to just how distressed she is. Is it really such a big deal? You could have died. Well, I didn't. That's not the problem, Yama. You don't tell me anything. Her sudden outburst stuns me into silence. She grips my shoulders, fingers curling through the comforter and digging into my arms. You're always hiding things. I never know what's going on. Don't you trust me? Why? Why? Her voice is shaking. I work to speak past the numbness of my tongue. I don't hide anything from... Then what about Shigure? What about the investigation? What about the serial murders? What about... She grips my shirt, tears dripping onto my comforter. You haven't told me anything. You've been staying up late. You haven't told me anything. That you've been staying up late. That these things keep happening to you. I don't know what you've been doing after school. I don't even see you around. I blurt out the one thing on my mind. How did you know about the investigation? Is that what's important right now? You're investigating serial killings, Yama. And you don't have training in anything. And you're just a kid. You can't do that. Can't do what? Can't do everything? Can't do anything. Has there ever been something that I could do? Not a good student. Not a good son. Not a good investigator. Tell me, Rui, is there anything I am good at? You know, being an average student is just fine if it keeps you alive. I can't live like that. If you keep this up, you're not gonna live at all. Don't you get it? I'm fine with that. What are you even saying? I'm sick of being useless. My anger is burning to my mouth. I'm spewing whatever comes to my head. Why have you stuck around me, huh? Why have you stuck with such an incompetent excuse for a human being? You sure don't get anything from it. The only thing that you're incompetent at is telling me what's important when important stuff happens in your life. Like, oh, I don't know, the fact that you almost drowned yesterday. Am I even really a friend to you? What kind of friend? What is a friend? Someone who makes you feel nice and cozy? Is that what you were to do? Were with me? Sticking around someone you know you're better than at everything? Probably made you feel real good about yourself. Shut up. You don't know what's been happening. You don't care. You don't even ask. You just sit back and do nothing. Do nothing. I no longer see the need to expend resources on a worthless assistant. Why don't you try anything? You're the genius. Figure it out. Rage floods to the tips of my fingers. I can feel venom slicking over my tongue. I do nothing. I sit around in my apartment and twiddle my thumbs all day. Yep, that's me, Yama Ishimoto. What a kid. What a stupid, arrogant kid. Did nothing while his older sister, would have had so much potential. Yama. You know what she wanted to be? A defense attorney. At 9 years old. She didn't even know what it was. She just asked our parents what the best job to protect people was, and they said a lawyer. So she had her heart set on being a lawyer. Meanwhile, what did Yama want to be? Good old Yama Ishimoto wanted to be a, wait for it, tree. Yes, I kid you not, a tree. The kind with leaves and a trunk and all that crap. Why? Because trees were tall and green, and he thought of both of those attributes were pretty cool at the same time. Stupid, isn't it? I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to be a tree when I was a kid too. That's not even a joke. Like, I can tell the story later after I get out of this, but I actually said that at some point as well. You know what would have been better? If Yama died and Mizu had lived. I would have liked that. Wouldn't you have liked that? Don't blame yourself for that, Yama. If it wasn't your fault that she died, it was the blizzard, the bus driver, the sweepers. You shouldn't have been on that bus in the first place. I'd like to think that I really would. And maybe for a while, I did. I clenched my hands until my nails are digging grooves into the base of my palms. But you know what? Someone kept bringing it up. What? You could have left me alone. You could have let me forget. But you didn't let me. Why? Why do you keep nagging me? Why are you so insistent on sticking around with me every day, every hour, every minute? What, I can't do anything on my own now? It always needs to be with you? Tears fill her eyes and spill onto her cheeks. My eyes and throat are burning. My tongue feels like it's on fire, but I can't stop. I was fine. Life was fine. And then you came. You made me think of her. Do you like it when I suffer? Do you like seeing me in pain? Well, congratulations, because you did an excellent job. You deserve the fuck out of that, Yama. You fucking deserve that. Slap him again, Rui. Slap his bitch ass again, Rui. My head swivels harshly to the side, cheeks smarting from the impact of Rui's palm. She stares angrily at me, tears dripping from her chin onto the carpet. I'm sorry. Sorry for caring for you. I'm sorry for sticking up for you. I'm sorry for spending time with you. I'm sorry for being such a terrible burden. And I'm sorry to myself for putting up with such an ignorant, thankless person all these years. Her every word socks me straight in the gut, even though she speaks quietly. Oops, I've been yelling for her. Thanks for being honest with me. I didn't realize that I was such a horrible person. Horrible for worrying about you. Horrible for being upset with you. Horrible for being upset when you could have died yesterday. And I wouldn't have known at all. But by all means, keep telling me that it's not... Keep telling me. It's not like I know my own faults or anything. She storms to the front door, slinging her backpack over her shoulder. Goodbye, Ishimoto. She slams the door behind her, leaving me in frigid silence. Anger burns from my stomach to the tips of my fingernails. I'm seized by a wild urge to grab something, anything, smash it against the ground. But anything I look at, I can't bring myself to break. I glance out the window. Rui's already heading out the gate. I toss on a light jacket, tearing down the stairs, grinding to a halt at the gate and making a sharp turn to the opposite gate. The only way to expel this walk, a nice, long, preferably death-inducing walk. I break into a run as the cold air hits my face. I was fine. I was perfectly fine. Rui was the one who freaked out. She's always been that way. She's always nagging me, always giving me a hard time. Fucking Yama, shut the fuck up. She felt excluded? Who was the person who went home yesterday? Who was the person who never talked to me? Who was the person who was bad, who made me run around the Isamu forest thinking that she'd been brutally murdered? I just can't take it anymore. Any of it. I close my eyes and pick up my speed, feeling the wind blister my face. My lungs plead for air and my heart is throbbing painfully against my chest, but I don't bother stopping. Lord fucking Christ. That was crazy. Apparently I'm in a huge fight with Rui now. I'm about to lose every friend I had in this game. And it's really saddening. Oh, shit. My phone's ringing. Oh, yeah, story. Quick story before we continue. So yeah, when I was younger, in like pre-K, we had a time where we would watch movies, like the educational movies that they would show in schools, and everyone like sat on their dots because there was like dots on the ground that faced towards the board that we would put the movie on, and like everyone would have to sit on their dots and watch the movie. And like halfway into one of the movies that was going on, I sat in the back, so I just kind of stood up, walked to the back, stood up, and like put my arms out like this, and like was holding myself up. And my teacher asked what I was doing, and I said I was trying to be a tree. That is a real life story, and you can ask my parents for confirmation if you don't believe it. Next time Papa Perks is on, you can ask. It's a true shit. But yeah, actually said I wanted to be a tree at one point in my life. That was a thing that happened. Why not though? This fight with Rui though, it's really, really annoying because half the time it's fucking my fault. I feel like every fight that's been caused in my life in this game has been completely because I just don't know how to fucking talk. Like what the things I say are fucking stupid for no fucking reason, but whatever. Anyway, we're in District 6. In the dead of night. Perfect place for an ignorant, thankless lowlife like me. Damn it. I drop against the wall, fighting for breath. A couple shady figures eye me from the alleyways, but when I meet their gaze, they turn away. I wouldn't mind a fight. Honestly, I wouldn't. It'd feel good, maybe. Cathartic. A good old fist to face. Maybe I'd die. I'd deserve it. I shouldn't have said those words. It didn't matter that I was angry. It didn't matter that I felt it was unjustified. Rui didn't deserve words like that. Not when she's been by my side. Not when she's been my only friend. It's just hurt. Even she acknowledged that I couldn't do anything correctly. She was supposed to support me, to believe in me, right? Haru. Why would he be pinging me? How did he get my number? How is his number in my phone? Is this part of the lapse I don't remember? Maybe he set his caller ID to public, but that's strange to say the least, especially for a student. And why is he in District 6? I cautiously follow the indicator, keeping to the shadows as I approach. Around the corner of the denoted alleyway, but... What? No. No, not now. No! You're a coward. We'll see about that. Shouldn't even be here. No, really? Don't you dare tell anyone. Why not? Look, no one can know about this. Scared someone will find out? All this time, I should have known. Why? Why? I jolt awake, frantically clinging to my bedpost. My vision is still swimming, my mouth dry with bitter aftertaste of anxiety medication. No. No, of all the times, it had to be then? I squeeze my eyes shut in vain, attempting to recall the images that have just passed my retinas, but they're already gone. What happened? Why did I see a mutilated body? Why did I see YAHIKO? Why did I talk about... What the hell happened? I struggle to roll out of bed, but my limbs are frozen with terror, plastered to the sheets beneath my racing heartbeat. You're a coward. Who was that? Who said that? Why did they say it? How? How did I... No. I seized my phone, looking through my messages, my calls, anything, a clue, a hint, a status update. Come on. I only find an email. If you happen to find yourself in the midst of many strange events, don't worry. There are many who believe in you. Don't forget who you are, and don't forget who you are not. Ah, yes, the mystery emailer. The one who only started contacting me the night after my first lapse in years. The only who seems to know exactly what I'm facing, even though I don't know who they are. Convenient response. Almost as if it's exactly what I need to hear. I shut my phone, tossing it as far away from me as possible. Who am I during these lapses? The doctors, of course, have their own answers. It's just an unusual brain injury from the accident. You'll suffer brief lapses during times of stress when your memory is transitioning from short to long term. Wouldn't change anything about you, they said. You're still yourself, they said. It's just a little memory blip, they said. Maybe they were paid to tell me that. After all, no one wants to hear that they could have an uncontrollable alter ego who might very well be a serial killer. Can't trust anyone. Can't even trust myself. What am I doing while I think I'm sleeping? I lie, still fighting to keep my mind steady as I survey the next course of action. What do I do? Record myself? Confine myself? Report myself? What can I do? What can I do if I find out that I might be the very person I'm trying to track? It's not possible, is it? It sounds ridiculous. Like a half-baked plot from a second-hand book. Stupid, irrational, impossible. Just like me these past few days. Maybe I should just go to school. I can only snort at the thought. Shallow, ditzy little school, where I'll receive homework assignments on calculus problems and how Mayor Inori has saved Osamu and 1,000 other things that mean nothing when people are dying every day. Still, if I lapse in school, maybe someone will catch me. Maybe we'll find out once and for all. Besides, it's not like I have anything better to do. It only takes a moment for me to get dressed and wolf down a quick breakfast. The food is sour in my stomach, but I force myself to keep it down. And with that, guys, we are at the end of this episode. Storytime Saturday, Lucid9. Now, why was this such a heavy episode? This is such a heavy episode. There was so much to this. My theory was right though. Our sister died, and that's who that person who was impaled was. And she died right in front of us, which is why we cannot see mutilated bodies much at all. It's what really fucks with us, and it's what causes us to lapse. And apparently we were in a huge bus accident, which I think I talked about at one point, but I'm not too sure. But I had an idea that that might have been something that came up. But nonetheless, that's why we can't look at that bus really early when we went to GFC with like Masato and Yahiko, and really before all this everything went to shit. We saw a crashed bus, and it caused us to and it caused Rui to say, "Oh shit, let's go home, like now." And that's the reason why I figured it was something along those lines, and well, there it is. Ari's still being bullied. Yahiko is on some other shit. I don't know what the fuck he's on. Shoji just committed suicide. At least Elizabeth is nice to us. Whatever. Guys, that's it for this episode of Lucid9. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.